Hello! Welcome to the Flute 360 podcast, where we incorporate a panoramic view of flute-related topics. I am your host, Heidi K. Begay, and this is episode 138. The metronome is ticking. How do you utilize your time? Part 3. Today's silver sponsor is brought to you by the Ultimate Music Business Summit.
Hey there. My name is Garrett Hope. I am a composer, coach, podcaster, and speaker. I've been focused on building my music business since the early 2000s and helping others build their music businesses since 2015. I want to tell you about a free event I'm organizing for January. It's called the Ultimate Music Business Summit. It'll take place January 7, 8, and 9. Here's the deal. Through the summit, I want to help you build your own stimulus package for 2021. There will be over 21 teachers giving over 21 high-leverage business lessons you can use in your music business immediately so you can make 2021 the best year for your music ever. If you want to make more money with your music, grow your audience, or impact more people, this summit is for you. More than that, there will be a few live panel discussions so we can discuss this in real time. It's going to be amazing. And yes, it's free. This summit will give you real-world, not theoretical, strategies you can implement immediately. I promise you, with all the teachers lined up, you'll get something you've never thought of before. Even though building a business is hard, and trust me, no one is promising it's easy, it is possible. You just need the right tools and strategies. Get your free ticket today and reserve your spot in the summit. Build your own stimulus package for 2021. I look forward to seeing you at the summit. Go to musicsummit.biz, that's musicsummit.biz, to get your ticket today.
Hey, it's Heidi. Welcome back to another Flute 360 podcast episode. Today, we are wrapping up Series 29, which includes episodes 136 through 138. My big takeaway from the past two episodes has been establish and implement a system. Today, I want to give you another example of why this is so important. Not only to establish and implement a system, but check in on that system. So I'm feeling extremely validated over here. A little side note, my friend and colleague, Dr. Michael Dean, wrote an article titled 7-Time Management Tips by Dr. Dean. It's found on his website, Clarinet Mike, which I will throw in the show notes below. Okay, I'm feeling validated because tip number 1 he offers, get a plan, man. He states, get some kind of plan and do it. I have found that having a plan and following it, even if it's a so-so plan, results in great success. That's exactly what we've been talking about through Flute 360 these last 3 weeks. So with that being said, I'm super stoked that other music friends and colleagues and associates are thinking the same thing. So today's content is to check in on that system to avoid going through autopilot. Eric and I have some subscriptions that are automated through our credit card. I think most people have payments like that set up, which is great. It's super convenient and easy, and then at the end of the month, we pay off the credit card balance. Well, this past month, we have noticed that balance kind of get a little too high. So we had to actually say, time out, put the brakes on, what is going on? This automatic payment system is great, but I think it's kind of running away from us. What's going on behind the scenes? Sure enough, we paused, we looked at the statement, and realized one of our subscriptions was not what we thought it was. Our NTTA Texas toll tag was about $80 a month, and that was not okay with us because we signed up for a $40 plan. Well, it wasn't their fault. It was our fault. We got on this autopilot vibe where we just let the credit card do its thing, right? And we didn't actually take the time to pause and see what was really going on. So we were not okay with that amount. And, looking back on it, I'm really glad I went through that experience because it was a time for me to reflect and to learn this lesson of automation. I think assuming and being automatic and going through autopilot can be a little dangerous. I'm a firm believer that how we manage our finances has a direct correlation to how we manage our time. So yes, it was convenient just to go on autopilot for that NTTA toll tag. But assuming that it was a certain amount when in actuality it was a different amount was not okay. Same thing with our time. Where are you on autopilot in your life that perhaps we could be a little bit more strategic and a little bit more intentional with our resources rather than just letting it go on autopilot? For me, I am guilty of being on social media a little too long. It's easy to peruse through the stories in the news feed, and it just feels automatic, right? But then if I were to take a real inventory of the time that I utilized through social media, I might be flabbergasted. I literally might have my jaw drop and say, whoa, I am not okay with that. I would much rather use that hour on X project. So I'm encouraging you to do the same thing. Ask yourself, where are and what are those automated payments going to? How much are they? Same thing with your time. Ask yourself, am I just going through, on autopilot throughout my day, or am I being extremely intentional with how I use X amount of time? I think if you were to do a real inventory, really look at your priorities that you have established, and check in on that system and see where you really are with a real assessment, not assumption, a real assessment, you could probably find an extra 1 to 2 hours a day that you could use towards your goals. I hope today's content has helped you, and until next time. Today's bronze sponsor is brought to you by Violi. Music can always soothe people during a challenging time, but online music lessons may not always be pleasant due to various problems. For example, poor audio quality for instruments during video calls. Well, with the Violi app, the experience of virtual music classes may be greatly improved. Violi app is just like a virtual music classroom. It connects music teachers and students through a remote music class and music practice. Live Class, which is Violi's app's video call feature, is specially designed for online music lessons. It can perfectly transmit the sound of musical instruments. Smart Audition, a feature designed for music practice, can track the user's playing and automatically evaluate the intonation and rhythm. Accompaniments and ensembles, which are contained in most music scores, can be played along at any tempo and volume. As a music education app, Violi has more features worth exploring. Guess what is thrilling? The Violi app is free for every music educator. Music students can redeem a 1-month Violi Premium for free by sending feedback using the words Flute 360 to the Violi team. Thank you for listening to the Flute 360 podcast. Please subscribe to the Flute 360 newsletter by going to HeidiKBegay.com. A pop-up will appear and you can enter in your information for the weekly newsletter. The newsletter includes great incentives, updates, and perks to the subscribers. Go ahead to HeidiKBegay.com and sign up today. Thank you. Let's talk about Flute.